Tom Macdonald is a Canadian hip-hop artist and producer currently based in the United States. He initially went viral with his song Dear Rappers in 2017. Since then, he has independently produced, released, and amassed enough body of work to have 350 million views on his YouTube channel alone. Millions of monthly listeners on Spotify and tallied hundreds of thousands of physical album sales. Most recently, Tom released Fake Woke, his fourth #1 single in the U.S. on iTunes charts. And it is now over, 3.5 million views now. Tom, welcome to the program.
Mr. Glenn Beck, thanks for having me, man.
You bet. So, Tom, and this may come as a surprise to you. I'm not really down in the rap scene all that often. But when my circle of friends start sending me videos over the weekend, as they did, and said, you've got to watch this and listen to it, it says something about your impact on culture. I want to play just a little bit of your song here so we can talk about it and people know what we're talking about.
Sure.
Got it, Sarah? Here it comes.
We're ashamed to be American. You should probably love it, because you have the right to hate it and not get stoned to death in public. As children, we were taught how to walk and talk, but the system wants adults to sit down and shut up. Cancel culture runs the world now. The planet went crazy. Label everything we say as homophobic or racist. If you're white, then you're privileged, guilty by association. All our childhood heroes got Me Too'd or they're rapists. They never freed the slaves. They realized that they don't need the chains. They gave us tiny screens. We think we free because we can't see the cage. They knew that race war would be the game they need to play. For people to big teams, they use the media to feed the flame. They so fake woke. Facts don't care about feelings. They know.
So the song is called Fake Woke. And Tom, I have to tell you, I just have to ask you some questions, because nobody trusts anybody anymore. Nobody is who they say they are anymore.
Sure.
Kind of what your song is about. You look scary. I do. I think you look a little scary. Serial killer, white power guy. I don't know, but I'd like to. Have you ever killed anybody?
Not only on record.
Okay, all right. But I just want to, because you get a rap, no pun intended, of being anti-feminist, racist. I mean, I get all of those things too, but I want to make clear that you're none of those things, right?
No, absolutely not. I mean, man, these are just it just seems these days like everybody is so polarized from one another. If there's a difference in opinion, especially if it's regarding race or something on the LGBTQ spectrum or something like that, if there's a difference in opinion, it's like one side is automatically just, he's a racist, he's homophobic, he's anti-feminist. These are just labels that people who I think that if they have a difference in opinion and instead of, talking it out or understanding somebody else's perspective, they'd rather just throw labels and scream on the internet.
You write, your writing is really brilliant. You say, I think it's crazy. I'm the one who labeled as controversial. Cardi B is the role model for 12-year-old girls. Rappers pushing Xanax at the top of the billboard. But if I mention race in a song, I'm scared I'll get killed for it. It's backwards. I love this line. It's getting exponentially dumb. More difficult to get a job than purchase a gun. Eminem used to gay bash and murder his mom, and now he doesn't want fans if they voted for Trump.
Yeah, I said that for sure, yeah.
Your lyrics are not exactly Cardi B lyrics. I mean, and it's hard to find something that is controversial today, but I don't think you're trying to be controversial. Maybe you are. It seems to me this is coming from you, and you're just stating the truth as you see it. Do I have it right?
Yeah, I'd say that's accurate. A lot of people like to label this stuff as controversial and stuff like that, but I think it's really just more an issue of it's just uncommon for people to, especially in today's world, kind of honestly speak their feelings or their opinions on stuff. And I think that's so uncommon because people are scared of being canceled or crucified on the internet. I think it's just so uncommon that when somebody steps up and says those things, I think a lot of people immediately just start screaming, oh, he's being controversial on purpose, or he's clickbaiting us, or whatever. And I think it's just that they're just not used to hearing people speak their mind.
We're talking to Tom Macdonald, who currently holds the #1 spot on iTunes. He has a new song out called "Fake Woke." It was released over the weekend and has just been viral and just stormed the country and North America. Tom, is the reason you do your own? You are your own producer. You're an independent artist. You don't have anybody. You're doing it yourself. I know another artist was the first to, I think, go #1 on the charts with his as an independent artist. And the freedom it gives him is remarkable. Do you think you'd be the same if you had to live in a box of a record label?
I think it'd be night and day. Not only is it more lucrative financially to do this stuff independently, but I've maintained 100% of my artistic integrity. And I know for, I know for a fact that if I put my name on a line somewhere, like I spoke a minute ago about being America's sweetheart, it's very easy in America to clean up a mess. For example, if you look at Kim Kardashian, she essentially, and my girlfriend loves her, and she's America's sweetheart, and she essentially blew up off of having a sex tape, and now she's America's sweetheart. And I think that's a testament to, in America, no matter how dirty and messy things get, you throw enough money at it, and you can clean it up and rebrand the whole thing. And I'm pretty sure that something like that, well, I'm certain something like that would happen if I signed to a label. They're going to clean up everything. They're probably going to erase all my old music off the internet. They're going to rebrand it. I'm going to have very little say in what type of music I'm making. And I'll probably be jumping around in music videos singing about Xanax and cough syrup like everybody else.
You seem to have a good handle on what America and possibly you're Canadian, what Canada is feeling too. What do you see coming down the road? I mean, there is this clash of the people that say, shut everybody up, and those that say, no, let everybody speak their mind and figure it out. Life is messy. How do you see this coming together?
It's, if there's one thing that I've learned about America in the 6 years that I lived here, it's very unpredictable. So I don't know if I'm, I feel like you guys are many degrees above me when it comes to sort of forecasting political climates and stuff like that. At the end of the day, I'm just like some guy who rhymes words in his phone about things that I see going on. But what I can say is, like, it does kind of where I kind of feel it's like a very slippery slope. And what I'm scared about is, I remember when I was a kid, I don't remember the exact details of it, but I remember that there was a band from Russia called Pussy Riot, and they
went to jail.
They went to jail for either protesting Putin or protesting policies of the Russian government or something. And I just remember that they were put in prison, or in jail rather, for their sort of political views that they expressed in their songs. And I know that there's other places in the world where people don't have the right to stand up and protest and speak their mind, especially if it's negative things about their country. So, that's what I immediately think of when I see, like, the fact checking and the canceling and stuff like that. It just worries me that we're going to slide into some crazy hole where opinions become illegal,
What is amazing to me is the musical artists. I mean, rock and roll, punk rock attitude, rap, it's always been anti-establishment. Now it's pulling for the establishment, and you can't. I mean, punk is not punk. Rap is not rap anymore. You know what I mean?
That's exactly it, man. Like I remember many years ago when I released my first sort of song that was politically charged or speaking about just the social environment in the States. I remember my dad saying to me, he said, "You know what, Thomas? Like, you may be a rapper, but you're making rock and roll right now, because rock and roll has always been about screaming the truth at the top of your lungs and less about the music. So as far as I'm concerned, like, you're a freaking rock star." So I've kind of carried that forward, and like, that's what I want to do. And it is worrisome to think that I might not have the freedom to do that sometime in the near future.
That's a little sobering. Thank you so much. Tom Macdonald. Follow him at I am Tom Macdonald, and check out his work. He is amazing. He'll scare you when you look at him. But you will love his music, I think. Tom Macdonald, thank you so much, Tom. I appreciate it. Keep it up.
Thanks for having me, Glenn.
You
Thanks.
bet. God bless. Bye-bye.